Welcome back to another episode of the Disgruntled Dad Show. Got a lively one for you today.
I never get nothing. You never get nothing? Okay, is that a roof over your head? Do you pay any rent in this house? Name the bill you pay. Do you pay any bills? No, you don't pay no bills in this house. Where the bill you pay that? I don't see it. You calling me Bartimaeus? Because I don't see the bill you paid. You know, is there food in that refrigerator? Did you buy the food in the refrigerator? No, so you get plenty.
Now, a lot of people might start hating on me, but I love that parenting style. So my dad was visiting, it was probably December, January time frame. This is about 7, 8 months ago. And my wife and my daughter was doing something dumb in the kitchen. One of her chores was, not is, but it was, to load the dishwasher. And she starts putting stuff in there with like food all over it. I mean, not only was it not rinsed or had debris taken off, it was just, here's a bowl of food, let me flip it upside down here and slap it in the dishwasher. And she and I just happened to lock onto that at the same time, and we're not. His response was, "Man, you gotta just go drill instructor on these kids." No, we both said, "Don't do that. Clean out the food, rinse out the dish, rub some soap on it if you gotta rub something off. That's not okay. You're not the one that is gonna tear this whole dishwasher apart, scrub out the filters, clean the grease off it again." And that was it. But both of us were going at her at the same time. We're not just screaming at her. It's just we're both speaking in a very authoritative manner, directly, and in, again, not even yelling, but a very stern and a tone that is loud enough that she's not going to say, I misheard that. What did you say? No, you be very clear what we're telling you. And the guy's just blown away by it. But I'll tell you, if you don't set these kids right, they're going to act crazy and they're going to walk all over you. So don't give them an extra inch to act crazy. As soon as you do, they start to pull a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. These kids are out of control. And I'll tell you, I don't have the same problem with one kid versus another. I got a 10-year-old boy, she got so much attitude, she don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. 12-year-old, sweetest kid ever. Every once in a while, she might catch an attitude. Hey, you need to check that's not okay. Choose to be happy, choose to be upset, it's up to you. Either way, you're not acting like that around here. My bad. She fixes it. And this is a conversation we had when she was probably 4 or 5 years old, which was every day you can choose to be angry or you can be upset. Up to you, but you make the choice. And the response you get from me is completely dependent on the response I get from you. So when I correct you, you can choose to be upset, throw a tantrum. Life's going to keep going downhill for you. It's going to slide out of control real quick till you get a licking. That's what my granddad would call it. Point being, though, if you don't act crazy, we don't have to go anywhere. Hey, fix that. You fix it. Yes, sir. Good enough. We're moving on. Keep it on moving. But I'll tell you, a 10-year-old, a bad attitude. I got to explain myself. You have to hear me out. Girl, I don't have to do anything but keep on paying these bills and keep you alive. Guess what? I'm doing that part. The next one I got here is going to infuriate any parent. Because it's going to bring you back to one of those days when you just wanted to choke the life out of them. But you didn't. And at the end of the day, it boils down to, why do you have this? Oh, it's because I gave it to you. And it's the difference between a kid who understands it and doesn't understand it is how much of that real life stress you put on them. And I'm not saying they should have to deal with every single stressor that exists, because that's crazy. They should have some level of stress. Guess what? You have a cell phone and you're 10. Granted, some of that is I just need to know where you are and who you're talking to. I need to be able to get a hold of you. The other side of that is that's a privilege. So when I say what you want, we can't afford, doesn't mean we're going to be homeless next week. It does mean that the thing that just fits your whim at this moment doesn't fit in our budget because I want to make sure we have a home next week. And guess what? You should feel some stress because you can have anything you want if you work hard enough for it, but you can't have everything you want. The people that chase and try to get everything they want, and every time they get a feeling they buy it, they're broke, they're sad, and they're never making it very far in life because they're so far in freaking debt from credit cards and revolving credit and buy now, pay later, 4 easy payments of whatever, just so they could have that one quick thing that makes them feel good, and then they're sad for the next 9 months because every penny they make goes to paying off a bill that fed that instant gratification need for how long? It's up to them.
My party was okay, but it could have been better.
I don't want to pay bills. I don't want to pay bills. I don't want to pay. I want to be there now. I want to be there now. No. I don't know where I'm going. Mama. Where's my Wi-Fi? I hate you, Wi-Fi. I hate you. I wanted soy. I wanted soy. I wanted soy.
All that to say, when do you act like a toddler? Well, in reference to that very first video, where, hey, you're acting like an a-hole right now. Let me diffuse the situation a little, because I'm about to lose my mind and punch your eyes out of your face. So instead of doing that, going to jail and then having regret for killing you later, I'm going to pick on you a little bit by making a point to you. You're acting incredibly ungratefully. Fix it. And I'm going to be dramatic in how I show you so you see, okay, he's displeased with my actions. Maybe I didn't act appropriately. Okay, let me reluctantly fix it. If they could not reluctantly fix it, boy, that would be incredible. But let's accept the fact that they're going to have an attitude as they fix it. I don't know. It's kind of where we're at this point. But again, the other one's just working great. Just gets along wonderfully. Even as moving into a teen years. Like, we're just good. It's easy.
It's called the fight or flight response.
Yes, this is the proper response when we're about to punch the eyes out of your head. So, flight, for sure. Don't run away, though. Just be scared and listen more carefully. Fortunately, I've got great self-control, so I don't actually do it. But please don't push too hard, because we gotta have some sort of boundary here. On a more serious note, this is one that I've practiced, and once you train them to understand it, and the training is, well, use your own flair to create that training program, but this one right here, listen closely because it does work really well. You gotta have the crazy eyes though, that staring through their soul kind of look, but then this one works really well.
Here's the response you can insert instead. I call it the power of the pause. The power of the pause, meaning push the pause button for a moment. Stop so that you have a chance to cool down or to think. It's okay to buy some time. This has some very attractive side effects with your young adult child too, because what we're doing is backing off from the intensity.
Let me go ahead and clarify real quickly what he means by backing off from the intensity. Yes, we're no longer speaking. It's no longer an intense dialogue. Instead, it is an intense stare, as in F-A-F-O. You know what that means, so take a break there, kiddo. After I see the look of like the fight or it's really just the fight response that I typically get visually, and then those eyes like, oh, he's serious now. He's no longer speaking. When he stops speaking, I should listen. And that's how we get the appropriate pause. I pause, stare intently, a little bit of crazy eyes, and then they look back with a, I know what's coming next. Let me stop. And it works really well. All right, I got a good one just to wrap it up with. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh. Hey, wait, let's do this afterwards.
No.
Never?
Never.
Support. Once he stepped on that stool to get to...
Okay, I just got to say, this is where we point out that kid doesn't fear you. There's a balance between respect and fear, and there's a healthy amount of both respect and fear. But if there's never any respect at all, or never any fear at all, rather, you will never get any respect. If all that kid does is fear you, they will also never respect you. So again, it's a balance, but you have to have a little bit of each. If that kid's not afraid of getting hit just a little bit, they'll never respect you. So what are you going to do about it? You going to make me? No, Karen. All you're going to say is support, support. Yeah, boy, I'm about to give you some support, all right. Bam! Slap you right off that stool. We'll show you safety as you land on that ground crying. Anyway, enough of that.
To that camera, I called in for support so that he wouldn't fall, and so that we could safely contain him until he was calmed down and he was no longer a danger to himself or others. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Are you cool now? No. Give me that.
Now I want you to watch real closely at what's about to happen. Maybe you want to record yourself just for posterity's sake at how you might respond to the crap that's about to come out of this kid's mouth.
Brian, support.
Oh, don't you touch me, you badass bitch. Let go.
If you didn't just slap the taste out of his mouth and then keep doing it until he's on the ground crying, possibly bleeding, this is why you're in this position. That's crazy. You ever think about talking to an adult like this? An adult, as an adult, you're a very good chance you're going to be on the ground bleeding. They're going to bust you right in the dome piece. This kid, all you're doing with this gentle parenting crap is setting kids up for a really tough series of lessons as adults. You go mouthing off to an adult like that, you get messed up hard. And then you might just get thrown in jail for harassment or something like that. All you're doing is setting these kids up for failure. I'm not saying beat the crap out of your kid, but you gotta set them in their place. You're 9. Check yourself.
Go with me.
That was really nice asking, but I can only do it when you're not being aggressive.
Let go of me, you bastard.
So it's incredibly important to note that my colleagues and I were using crisis intervention procedures which we're specially trained in.
During initial assessments, it was noted that Raymond would first engage in less violent behavior like defiance and destroying property before escalating to extremely violent behavior like headbanging and aggression. So once he was...
We don't need to finish that. All that to say, this kid needs beat up. Just bring in some neighborhood bullies and just knock him around a little bit and say, sorry, I can't help. No, seriously, I mean, this kid's out of control. If you let your kid get this out of control, you have no one to blame but yourself. Just saying. Reel it in. Reel it in. You got a hold of this rod and reel. Use it. Reel that puppy in. Anyway, that's all I got, folks. Want to make it a little bit more of an entertaining episode, but hit you some hard facts here. You've got to get these kids under control. You can't let them run crazy. Otherwise, life punches them right in the face. With that, folks, you want to chat more? Hit me up at thedisgruntleddad.com. With that, folks, make it a great week.